Welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at Timeless Journeys, the Italian Grand Tour. This is a 1 to 5 player hand management engine building game where you take the role of travelers exploring the wonders of Italy during the 18th and 19th century. Now let's take a look at the components. Keep in mind this is a prototype, so some of the components can change before the final production. You have the main game board. Around the outside of the main game board you have the victory point track. On the map you have circular places you'll be moving, and the big rectangles are cities. In the top left corner you have the name. Below that you have a depiction. Below that you have the explore action. To the right you have the local friends that you can make, a spot for a friend tile, and on the right side you have requirements and victory points for cafe discussions. And then you have a smaller rectangle which can contain famous travelers. On the bottom left of the main board you have spots for the famous traveler reference cards and their itinerary cards. Market strip, these have the cost based on the level of card. Advanced action cards, they come in 4 different colors. At the top of the action card you have your category, in the middle is your action, and at the bottom, victory points. Exploration tiles, travel journals, friend tiles, famous traveler reference cards, they have a bonus at the bottom, itinerary cards, famous traveler standees, round marker, first player token, scoring overview card. In each of the player colors, you have a card reminder, basic action cards, friendship markers, cafe cubes, victory point marker, player marker, idea tokens, philosophy, history, art, science, coins in 1 and 5, and finally, your rule book. Now let's take a look at the setup. We're going to be setting this up for a 3-player game which takes 11 steps. Step 1, place the main board in the center of the play area and place coins and ideas next to the main board. Step 2, place the round marker on the start space. Step 3, separate, shuffle, and place friend tiles. Divide the tiles based on the number on their back. Shuffle and then place a random one in each city matching the number on the back of the tile. Step 4, separate, shuffle, and place exploration tiles. Separate the exploration tiles by the city, then shuffle each stack and draw a number equal to the number of players and place them face down on their corresponding space. Step 5, randomly place itinerary cards. Randomly choose 3 of the same type and place them beneath the 3 famous travelers on the main board. Step 6, select famous travelers. Select 3 and place 1 of each on the main board and place their matching standee in the starting city on the itinerary card. There's a recommendation for your first game for 3 specific travelers in the rulebook. Step 7, place the market strip and advanced action cards. Place the market strip next to the main board, shuffle each level action cards and place them face up and draw a number of them equal to the number of players. You will draw 2 for a 1, 2, or 3 player game, or you will draw 3 for a 4 or 5 player game. Step 8, give the oldest player the first player marker. Step 9, get player component. Choose a color and get a player marker, cafe cubes, friendship markers, and victory point marker, and 7 basic action cards. Then put your player marker in Torino and victory points on the starting space. Step 10, shuffle journals and deal 3 to each player. Choose 2 of them to keep and 1 to discard. Step 11, get your starting money. The first player gets 1 money and the others get 2. Now let's take a look at the gameplay. The game consists of 5 rounds. Each round consists of 4 phases: the action phase, famous traveler phase, card phase, and reorganization phase. Now let's look at a round in detail, starting in phase 1, the action phase. In turn order, going around, each player will play a card from their hand to their player area. Then if it is the first card of that category or type, they will take the action, and if it is not, you would trigger a chain of actions for all of that type or category that you have played. You can chain in any order and can opt out not to take a card's action. Keep in mind that you can play a card face down to get either 2 coins or a movement or an advanced action card paying the cost. If at any time you do get an advanced action card, it goes into your hand immediately. There are 4 types of action cards that can be played during this turn. The travel action card, or green. These will have arrows or magnifying glasses. The arrows mean movement. You may move along the route, paying the cost if it is depicted. For a magnifying glass, you would explore. This action is depicted under the exploration tiles in each city. You can explore the city, secretly look, and choose an exploration tile to place in your player area. Then you would place the remaining back face down. You may place this tile in your player area face up or on your journal if you have a spot for that specific city. When you use this tile for its depicted bonus, you would flip it over. The other option is to get the city reward. The reward is specific to each city and is depicted on the board. The friendship action or beige cards. For conversations, you would befriend a city local and get their reward. You would place one of your friendship markers underneath a particular local in that city and gain the bonus. Send a letter. You would get a reward from friends when not in their city. The inspiration actions, which are blue cards, you can write in a journal. This allows you to take an idea token that you have in your player area and place it in one of your journal spots. And you can have a cafe discussion. In a city you are located or have a friendship marker, you can choose a cafe spot and pay the cost to place a cafe marker and get the number of victory points. The festivities actions, or red, you would gain the depicted rewards. And then players will continue taking turns going around until all players have played 5 cards. Then we move to the Famous Traveler phase. You would award the Famous Traveler bonuses if indicated with an hourglass. Keep in mind that other travelers may have bonuses that occur during the action phase. Once you've awarded those bonuses, we move to phase 3, the card phase. Starting with the player to the right of the start player, you would get 1 advanced action card for free. The level is based on how many categories or types of cards that you played. So 2 types, 3 types, or 4 types. And keep in mind that you will not refresh the cards when they are chosen. Then we move to phase 4, the reorganization phase. This takes 5 steps. Step 1, discard and refresh the market. Step 2, take all cards back to your hand and discard down to 8 cards. Step 3, advance the round marker. Step 4, move the famous travelers based on their itinerary. And step 5, pass the turn order marker to the left. Then the next round would begin, and then rounds would continue until the end of the card phase in round 5. You take your cards back to your hand, discard down to 8, and move to the final scoring. The final scoring takes 3 steps. Step 1, exploration tiles. Earn victory points based on how many exploration tiles you have in your player area or on your travel journals. Step 2, score travel journals. Score victory points based on the pieces fulfilled on each of your travel journals. And then step 3, score victory points for advanced cards. And then the player with the most victory points is the best traveler and wins Timeless Journeys, the Italian Grand Tour.